Part 38. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu de Cha Xiao. Chapter 371. Ah! This. Yuya was shocked. Can it still be like this? How does it feel unscientific at all? Is this the only way to solve your own problems? Is this, reliable? Wang Ran also expressed doubts. Can it be done so easily? According to my years of experience, this method should be effective. You might as well try it. Anyway, if it doesn't work, you have nothing to lose. The red-eyed female zombie said with a smile. It's... Wang Ran nodded. What? Yuya was a little confused. No loss? After trying this, you will not be a virgin, and this is called no loss. However, thinking of her younger brother and grandfather made Yuya feel entangled in her heart. If I don't solve my own problems, I can't find my brother and grandpa. This Wang Ranjun. If it was him, Yuya would not resist so much in her heart. In this case, it should be enough to take a stick, right? Wang Ran asked. Stick. The red-eyed female zombie and Yuya were stunned at the same time. What do you think? How about a stick? Of course this process has to be normal male-female behavior. Otherwise how to stimulate hormonal changes in the body? The red-eyed female zombie rolled her eyes. Does this little human brother despise this little sister? Why don't you eat the meat in front of you? Tisk tisk. Is that so? Hey, I'm just here for vacation, but I didn't expect to escape my fate. Wang Ran sighed. Life is really hard. How about I arrange a room for you? The red-eyed female zombie asked with a smile. When Yuya heard this, she immediately lowered her head. She was too shy. Although she had already made psychological preparations last night, when she mentioned it now, she was still a little flustered. Just when Yuya was about to agree, a golden-eyed female zombie in a kimono suddenly rushed over. Sister Ju. It's not good. The big three are here to do things again. The golden pupil female zombie said nervously. Big three? Who made such a stupid nickname? Wang Ran couldn't help laughing. Little brother human, the big three are three red-eyed zombies. They occupied the Yasaka shrine next door to us. They are very powerful, and they may break through to the level of the corpse emperor at any time. These three people are not easy to mess with, little brother, be careful. I predict. They were also attracted by the smell of this little sister. The smell of the little sister will be more attractive to male zombies. Sister Ju said with a solemn expression. Ah! I'm sorry for causing you trouble. Yuya bowed. Her characteristics have caused trouble not once or twice. It's okay, the big three, I took their heads off. Wang Ran drank all the tea in the cup and stood up. Little brother, the strength of the big three is not ordinary. Are you sure you want to fight them hard? Sister Ju reminded. Since they were attracted by Yuya, they came to trouble me. Of course I have to meet them. Wang Ran walked out with a calm expression. Yuya and Sister Ju quickly followed behind. The three red-eyed zombies, relying on their own strength, will come to us from time to grab a few female zombies to vent their animal desires. However, they don't dare to do too much. After all, they really tear their faces. I can take one away with all my life and make them two giants. Sister Ju said as she walked. Soon, Wang Ran saw the three red-eyed zombies. Three fat houses. They were chatting there with smirks, not knowing what they were discussing. As soon as they saw Yuya appear, the eyes of the three of them lit up. This is, human. Tisk tisk, this looks much better than these female zombies with white powder on their faces. Moreover, the scent that attracted the three of them seemed to come from this woman. Sister Ju, you have such a good new product here, but you didn't take the initiative to inform us. Do you look down on our three brothers? A slightly bald fat zombie said with a sneer. Sister Ju frowned, and took the initiative to inform. I really put myself in the red light district here. It's not enough to catch 1 or 2 female zombies every now and then, do you still need to take the initiative to deliver them to your door? That's kind of bullying. Wang Ranjun. Their eyes are so annoying. Yuya shrank behind Wang Ran. These eyes are exactly the same as the red-eyed zombie in the train last night. Full of greed and desire. It's okay, I'll kill them. Wang Ran said calmly. Little brother, you have to be careful. The 3 of them are not weak, they will soon be promoted to Corpse Emperor, and the cooperation of the 3 is also very tacit. Even if the real Corpse Emperor came, it wouldn't necessarily kill the 3 of them. Sister Ju reminded with a solemn expression. Pour me a cup of tea, warm it up. As Wang Ran spoke, he walked towards the 3 fat house zombies. Pour tea? This is to kill Huaxian with warm wine. Sister Ju was stunned. Wang Ran is too confident. You guys, go get a pot of hot tea. Sister Ju instructed the little sister behind her. She always felt that Wang Ran could really do what he said. Seeing Wang Ran coming over, the 3 fat house zombies frowned. Boss, what do they mean by sending a human man here? Let's not play with men, shall we? A red-eyed zombie on the side asked. Men, it's not that they can't play. But I'm more interested in that which. The slightly bald fat house wiped the saliva from the corner of his mouth. From the figure to the appearance to the dress, Yuya suits him too much. Also, the 3rd one, you should play with this man first. My boss and I have a good time with that witch. Another fat man said with a smile. The 3rd one was stunned. Why should I play with men first? Too much. At this time, Wang Ran had already walked in front of the 3 of them. Boy, kneel down and lick yourself. If you do well, I'll take you back to Yasaka Shrine to be a slave. The 3rd child glanced at Wang Ran. This kid is so handsome, he can still do it. When the boss and the 2nd are finished, he can find the witch for the 2nd shot. Grass. Wang Ran's face twitched. These fat houses have ideas for Yuya, but he can understand. Make yourself a slave to X? This is too disrespectful. Wang Ran felt offended. Originally, I wanted them to die happily, but now it seems that I don't need to be so kind. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 372. Come on, kneel down by yourself. The 3rd fat man unzipped his pants and aimed at Wang Ran. Wang Ran frowned, raising his leg was a kick. The thing that the 3rd fat house dangling outside was kicked directly into the abdominal cavity together with the 2 eggs, and his pelvis was also kicked into many pieces. Ouch! The 3rd child of the fat house shrunk into a ball directly, trembling on the ground like a meatball. This kind of pain, even a red-eyed zombie can't bear it. Yes, you dare to attack the 3rd child. You're tired of living, aren't you? The boss of the fat house just saw the 3rd child roll on the ground, but he didn't know how heavy the kick was, so he didn't have a clear understanding of Wang Ran's strength. You too, now perform a 69, and I can make your death easier. Otherwise. Wang Ran showed a kind smile. 69. The boss of the fat house looked at the 2nd child, his face flushed. Before he turned into a zombie, he did have a little idea about the 2nd child. After all, they were ugly and poor at that time, and they couldn't find a girlfriend, so they could only attack the brothers around them. Now, there are so many female zombies to play with, only if there is a problem with the brain, the 2nd child is 69. You are looking for death. The 2nd child of the fat house rushed to Wang Ran first. The fat body did not affect his speed, and a bloated fist hit Wang Ran directly in the face. Wang Ran was too lazy to hide, so he lowered his head slightly, and slammed his forehead into the fist of the second fat man. Crack. A crisp sound. The fist and arm of the second child of the fat house were directly fractured and broken into several pieces. My hand. The second child in the fat house was frightened, holding his broken arm and trembling constantly. The boss of the fat house on the side was nervous. As he was about to step forward, he immediately stopped. The strength of the second child is similar to his. With this punch of the second child, the opponent's head was nothing at all, but he broke his hand, which shows the strength of the opponent. No hit. The boss of the fat house thought about it quickly, and quickly made a decision. The boss of the fat house directly threw the second child of the fat house to the ground. Brother, what are you doing? The second child of the fat house found that the boss of the fat house was actually taking off his pants. This is too shameful. Shut up, no, open your mouth. If you want to live, be obedient. The fat house boss skillfully put on a 69 pose. The fat house second listened, and instantly realized what the boss meant. That's right, this man is too scary to beat. If you want to live, you have to listen to him. The second child of the fat house ignored the severe pain in his hand and got up with the boss of the fat house. Really, hot eyes. Yeah, Sister Jew and the others couldn't stand it any longer, and covered their eyes one after another. However, Sister Jew was also secretly amazed. Wang Ran's strength is really terrifying. Fortunately, I just made the right choice and didn't start with him. The three brothers in the fat house are pitiful. It looks like he can't escape this disaster. In the future, life in Jun will be much better, and Sister Jew will be happy just thinking about it. Wang Ran couldn't bear it any longer, so he stepped aside and kicked the third child of the fat house off the head. Immediately afterwards, Wang Ran walked to the pair of good brothers. Don't kill us. We all did as you said. The boss of the fat house begged. He finally changed from a fat house at the bottom of society to the boss of a zombie camp, and he didn't want to die. I'm sorry, I just said. You guys are obedient, I can make your death easier. As Wang Ran said that, he raised his foot and stretched out to the two fat houses that were stacked on top of each other. Despair was written in their eyes. Puff. Wang Ran stepped down and kicked the heads of the two fat houses directly into each other's ass. They finally became inseparable. Wang Ran rubbed the blood on the soles of his shoes on the ground, and walked towards Yuya and Sister Ju with a calm expression. Has the tea been poured? Wang Ran asked. Ah, ready, please. Sister Ju held the cup in both hands very respectfully and handed it to Wang Ran. The tea is still hot. Wang Ran drank it all. Little brother, I have already arranged a room for you. I don't have anything else here, the environment is good, and you are satisfied. Sister Ju covered her mouth with a folding fan and laughed. Room. Wang Ran was stunned. He suddenly remembered the topic he had talked about while drinking tea. It seems to say that if you want to solve the problems on Yuya, you have to talk to her. Are you moving so fast? Are the rooms ready? Wang Ran looked at Yuya. Yuya lowered her head and blushed, as if she didn't want to refuse. This. Wang Ran hesitated. Although helping others is the foundation of happiness, but we are not very familiar yet. It's a little embarrassing to communicate in depth so quickly. Wang Ran Jun. Please help me. I want to go back to my family. Seeing Wang Ran's hesitation, Yuya stepped forward and bowed and begged. All right. In that case, I will reluctantly promise you. Wang Ran nodded. Helping others is the foundation of happiness. Great. Thank you, Wang Ran Jun. Yuya jumped directly on Wang Ran happily. But soon, she crawled down blushing. I seem to be a little too active. You two, please come with me. Sister Ju took Wang Ran and Yuya to a mansion deep in Jun. As soon as you push the door in, you can see the well-kept garden. It seems that this place used to be the house of the top rich. You too, I have ordered someone to put hot water for you. In the next time, no matter what sound is made, no one will disturb you. Please relax. After Sister Ju finished speaking, she left the house with her subordinates. Wang Ran looked at Yuya, the two stared at each other, standing there dumbfounded. Or, wash it first. Wang Ran asked. Ah, okay. Wang Ranjun, let's go in. Yuya blushed and nodded. She knew that she was begging Wang Ran for help, but she couldn't be too passive. The two entered the back room. In the middle of the room, there was a large wooden barrel, which was steaming hot. It should have been prepared by Sister Ju's orders. Let me help you. Yuya walked up to Wang Ran and lowered her head to help Wang Ran take off her clothes. After taking off to a certain extent, Yuya didn't dare to start. I'll do the rest myself. Wang Ran took off the remaining cover and stepped into the wooden barrel. Hot bath, comfortable. Add more. Pie time is up. In the first week, Qianbo finally died of the system, but he found that he had opened the second week. Wait, the second week finally has a golden finger. It can give life to figures and models. Qianbo cracked the corners of his mouth and looked at the various Gundams and executors in the model cabinet, wiping the saliva from the corners of his mouth. Posted. I really don't want to play the second week. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Cha Xiao. Chapter 373. After Yuya struggled for a while, she gritted her teeth and began to take off her clothes. White robe, red skirt, then intimates, and finally a white sock. Yuya stretched out her hand to cover herself, but it seemed that she couldn't cover it. A good figure has been hidden by a large witch costume, and now it is revealed. Wang Ranjun, move forward a little. Don't turn your head yet. Yuya said softly. She was still shy after all. Wang Ran moved forward to make room for Yuya. Yuya took out her long legs and tried the water temperature. It's a little hot. But this is the case, and definitely can't back down. Yuya hugged her chest, climbed into the wooden barrel, and sat down slowly. The water line rose slowly, just below Yuya's collarbone. There were a lot of petals floating on the water, blocking the line of sight, just to relieve Yuya's inner tension. Wang Ranjun, you can turn around now. Yuya's face was flushed with heat, and she lowered her head and said softly. Wang Ran turned around and couldn't help but feel a slight movement in his heart. Yuya looks really good without clothes on. What shall I do next? I'm not very good at, but I can learn. Yuya's eyes wandered a little, not knowing where to go. Leave it to me next. I have been thinking about some methods along the way, just to practice. As Wang Ran spoke, he opened his arm with his fingernails. The blood instantly fainted in the wooden barrel. Wang Ranjun, you. Yuya was stunned, not knowing what Wang Ran was going to do. Don't be nervous, I got a little inspiration from the medicated bath and just wanted to give it a try. Wang Ran said with a smile. After speaking, Wang Ran leaned forward slightly. While the water is still hot, something should be happening soon, LF. An hour later, Yuya lay weakly on top of Wang Ran. This kind of thing is too exhausting. However, she felt that her body seemed to have undergone some indescribable changes. The fluid and blood in the water that Wang Ran left in her body was being absorbed by her continuously. This kind of nourishment from the inside out allows Yuya's body to be rapidly strengthened. The power accumulated in Yuya's body suddenly exploded. I seem to have advanced again. Yuya said happily. When she was tossing in the water before, she had already advanced once. Unexpectedly, It came again in a short period of time. It seems that the effect of both internal and external application is really good. Wang Ran nodded in satisfaction. After going back, this method can be extended. Anyway, the pool at home is large and can accommodate many people at the same time, which is very efficient. Hey! Wang Ranjun. I seem to be able to control my abilities. Yuya stood up in surprise, and the airbag directly hit Wang Ran's face. After becoming a level 5 awakener, she found that she could release the virus freely. Wang Ran felt it next to him, and it was true. Great. That way I don't have to worry about hurting my brother and grandpa. Yuya hugged Wang Ran's head happily. Wang Ran's head was deeply buried in the airbag, almost out of breath. Yuya seemed to realize that her actions were, a bit quickly let go of Wang Ran. I didn't expect this method to be really useful. It looks like this Jun is not in vain. Wang Ran also nodded. At this time, Yuya seemed to think of something, and her face turned red again. Wang Ran Jun, I think I still need to consolidate. Yuya said softly. Wang Ran smiled, then consolidate, and consolidate. The sky gradually darkened, and the two finally climbed out of the barrel. Yuya put on the kimono prepared by Sister Ju, and simply twisted her hair, looking very cute. The witch costume was taken to the door by Yuya and handed over to Sister Ju's men to wash. Yuya held Wang Ran in her arms and strolled along the path at the door in a happy mood. My lord. Madam. Dinner is ready. Sister Ju is waiting for you. A female zombie stepped forward and bowed. Wang Ran nodded and took Yuya and the female zombie to a house with a courtyard. Ah, little brother, you are finished. It looks really effective. Sister Ju smelled it, and the smell that attracted zombies really disappeared. Ah! Little sister, you, advanced. It seems that there is more than one promotion. After Sister Ju carefully observed Yuya, she was shocked again. In such a short time, can you be promoted twice? This is too exaggerated. Sister Ju glanced at Wang Ran, and she started to feel a little itchy. No. Wang Ran saw what Sister Ju was thinking and refused before she could say it. The female zombie king doesn't mind, but middle-aged female zombies. Forget it. Sister Ju smiled awkwardly. It seems that the quick way to advance to the corpse emperor is impossible. Sister Ju, we are going back to the big board early tomorrow morning. Thank you for your hospitality today. Yuya bowed to Sister Ju. Without Sister Ju's advice, she couldn't solve her own problems. It's okay, you also helped my sister a lot. Those 3 fat houses are dead, and it will be my sister who will be shocked in the future. I have the final say. I should thank you all. Sister Ju said with a smile. Without the 3 fat house brothers, the strongest in the entire Jingdu is her Sister Ju. It's only a matter of time before it becomes even more shocking. Jun's female zombies will have a much better life in the future. Come on, my sister specially prepared good wine and good food for you. Don't worry, it's not human flesh. Sister Ju greeted warmly. Wang Ran and Yuya let go and ate. Today's Yuya was in a particularly good mood, and her appetite became very good, and she drank a few bottles of sake. After the meal, Yuya started to feel dizzy. I'll retire first. You can live in this house at night. Sister Ju neatly packed up the tableware and left the house. The drunk Yuya was half lying on the tatami, her kimono was a little loose, LF. The next morning, the two woke up refreshed. Yuya changed back to the witch's clothes. The two walked out of the house hand in hand. Sister Ju has long been waiting at the door with someone. I'm going, is there such a big battle? Wang Ran was stunned. Little brother, you are our Jun's benefactor. All the sisters will see you off in person. By the way, if you fancy any female zombie, you can take it away at will. Sister Ju covered her mouth with a fan and smiled. That's not necessary. Wang Ran waved his hand and refused. He doesn't like female zombies with such a white face. Sister Ju, thank you for your hospitality. I will visit you occasionally in the future. Yuya bowed to Sister Ju. Then, Wang Ran and Yuya got on the Tesla prepared by Sister Ju and drove towards the big board. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 374. Oh, don't say it, this Tesla's autopilot is really easy to use. Wang Ran was lying in the back seat, holding Yuya in his arms. There are no cars along the way, and Tesla's autopilot is very stable. This also allowed Wang Ran to drive Yuya comfortably in the back seat. It seems that after going back, I have to get a few Teslas, Tang Tang, and the others will definitely like it. When entering the Dabandija, Wang Ran sat back in the driver's seat. It is better to be cautious on the road in the city. In another 10 minutes, we should be able to arrive at Yuan Tai's camp. In the camp at this time, Yuan Tai was facing a big problem. Several awakens with black headbands are confronting Genta in the camp. It is your honor that our boss can see you. As long as you submit to us, our boss will give you the most powerful protection. What are you still hesitating about? A level 5 awakened headed by him sneered and looked at Yuan Tai. He did not expect the boss of this camp to be a teenager. If I had known earlier, I could just send a second or third level younger brother over here. I have no opinion on surrendering, but I can't accept your conditions. You actually asked me to drive out all the old, weak, sick, and disabled in the camp. How can they survive without the shelter of the camp? Yuan Tai gritted his teeth and said. The old, weak, and sick, his grandfather is one of them. He would definitely not agree to this condition. Cut. The old, the weak, the sick, and the disabled are all waste of food. All resources should be reserved for powerful awakeners. Only in this way, the best value for money. Forget it, a kid like you doesn't understand anything. Do you have any other managers here? The 5th level awakened glanced at the crowd. Boss. Look at me. The 3rd level officer who had been taught by Wang Ran jumped out. He keenly seized this opportunity to turn around. I used to follow the previous boss of this camp. Our boss's philosophy is exactly the same as yours. Unfortunately, our boss was killed by someone. Boss, if you don't dislike it, let me manage this camp, and I'll rectify it right away. The 3rd level officer smiled flatteringly. Oh? Your boy is wise. Okay, the people here will be handed over to you. If anyone is unconvinced, I don't mind killing a few chickens to show the monkeys. The 5th level awakened sneered. Yuan Tai's heart tensed. In this way, his grandfather would definitely not be able to stay. Other old, weak, sick and disabled people in the camp also cried out. Did you guys hear? The old, the weak, the sick, I'll give you 5 minutes, get out of here. If you don't leave in 5 minutes, we're going to kill people. The 3rd level clerk was triumphant and immediately changed his face. The officers who had been close to him all joined him. In 5 minutes, the countdown begins. MSUN, what should we do? Several fishermen approached and asked. Among these fishermen, more than half are ordinary people, and they must belong to the group to be driven away. Let's go. That guy, stronger than me, can't fight them recklessly. Let's be careful, we should go out to sea occasionally, and we should be fine with food and clothing. Although Yuan Tai is young, her heart is still very mature. The fishermen discussed it, and all gathered around Yuan Tai. Even the 1st and 2nd level awakened fishermen decided to go with Yuan Tai. And those old and weak people in the camp had no choice but to follow Yuan Tai's side. Boy, you have some strength, are you sure you want to go with them? The 3rd level officer sneered. Why, can't I just go? Yuan Tai glared at the 3rd level officer. You can go if you want, but you have to get through here. The third-level officer pointed to his crotch. The face he had lost before, he wanted to get back in front of everyone. Don't go too far. We all promised to go, you still come here. Yes. You Entai, don't promise him. The fisherman glared at the third-level officer. If you don't drill, I can't guarantee you guys will get out smoothly. When the 5 minutes are up, we're going to kill people. The third-level officer said coldly. Yuan Tai gritted his teeth. This is a blatant threat. If you don't agree, your friends will definitely be persecuted by this guy. Okay. I drill. Yuan Tai gritted his teeth and walked to the third-level officer, and slowly fell down. This hole is full of shame. But Yuan Tai still resisted and drilled through. Ha 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 ha, count you as a boy. Hurry up and get people out. As soon as 5 minutes are up, Laozi will start clearing people. The third-level officer was greatly satisfied and in a good mood. The fifth-level awakened with a black headband was also very satisfied. The behavior of this third-level officer is very suitable for them. It seems that he has picked a good manager. Yuan Tai got up and patted the soil on his knees. A manly man can bend and stretch, as long as he saves his life, he will have a chance to find his way back in the future. Come on, we have to find a suitable place to settle down before dark. Yuan Tai led the fishermen and dozens of other old and weak people out of the camp. They are not allowed to bring any supplies, and the next day or two will be very sad. After Yuan Tai and the others left, the fifth-level awakener walked to the third-level officer. Our headquarters is in the Tianshao Pavilion in Dabanchange. From today, you will come over every week to donate some supplies and gold. If there are zombies or other awakened people looking for trouble for you, just report the name of Lord Tokugawa of the Tianshao Pavilion. The fifth-level awakened ordered it. Don't worry, boss. Let me take care of it here, it's absolutely reliable. Boss, this is the Marlboro we finally found, boss, take the draw first. When I have sorted out the supplies, I will send them to the Tianshao Pavilion. The third-level officer bowed his body and smiled. Well, you are very acquainted. I will mention you more in front of Tokugawa-sama. I'm going to go to other camps, you should be busy first. The fifth-level awakener put Marlboro in his pocket and left with his younger brothers. The third-level officer breathed a sigh of relief. Although he has become someone else's younger brother, at least he has the final say in this camp. His good days are finally here again. Before long, there was a sound of brakes at the gate of the camp. The third-level officer looked around, it was a Tesla. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 375. The third-level officer has a bad feeling in his heart. Who can come at this time? Shouldn't it be the brutal boss who taught him a lesson before? If it was him, he would be out of luck. You. Hurry up and find the big guys who tied the black belt just now to help. The third-level officer immediately said to the younger brother next to him. Those people should not have gone far. If they moved faster, they should have called them to support in time. At this time, Tesla's door opened. A man and a woman walked down. It really is him. The third-level officer was nervous. If this guy knew that he drove away Yuan Tai and the others, he would definitely cause trouble for himself. Big guys, come and support quickly. Yuan Tai? Grandpa. With a look of anticipation, Yuya walked into the camp while shouting. She and her family have not seen each other for a long time. Everyone in the camp looked strange, and no one responded. Wang Ranjun, the eyes of these people are so strange. Did I say something wrong? Yuya looked at Wang Ran in confusion. I feel like some people must have done something wrong. Wang Ran judged from the atmosphere of the scene. These people are afraid of themselves. Moreover, the fisherman could not be seen at the scene. Obviously, Yuan Tai and the others are no longer here for some reason. Life or death, do not know. Yuan Tai, Grandpa. Yuya's face was full of worry. I thought I would see them as soon as I came here, but who knew that I would encounter trouble again? Come here. Tell me what's going on. Wang Ran grabbed the survivor beside him. Ah, this. The survivor was a little flustered, looked at the third-level officer, and did not dare to speak. Crack. Wang Ran directly twisted the guy's neck, and then reached out and grabbed another. Ah! I said. They've all been kicked out. Just a few minutes ago. They and the old, weak, sick, and disabled, were asked to get out within 5 minutes, or they would die. Oh yes, that Yuan Tai was also forced to get under his crotch. The guy in Wang Ran's hand trembled and pointed at the third-level officer. What did you say? Yuya was instantly angry. Someone actually bullied her brother and grandpa? It's too much to drive away, and let your brother drill into the crotch. Can't stand it. Wang Ranjun, I'm so angry. Can I get out of control? Yuya asked through gritted teeth. Do whatever you want, I support you. Wang Ran shrugged. These people around him, who are not related to him, have nothing to do with him. Thank you, Wang Ranjun. Yuya's heart was touched. What I do, Wang Ran supports it, it's really touching. In exchange for those prudish guards, she would definitely persuade her to be more generous. But the younger brother and grandfather were bullied, and Yuya didn't want to be generous. She closed her eyes and trembled slightly. Soon, an aura emanated from her body, spreading to the entire camp. Ah! My body, dizzy. What's the situation? It's so painful. Ah! He's turned into a zombie. Roar. With the spread of Yuya's breath, the people in the camp turned into zombies one after another. Although they are all awakeners, they were irrational for a while when they first became zombies. They kept roaring and pounced on those around them who had not been transformed. The fear in the eyes of the third-level officer grew stronger and stronger. This is too scary. Are you going to slaughter the entire camp if you don't agree? Simply the devil. You, let my brother drill your crotch. Yuya walked towards the third-level officer coldly. Yuya deliberately controlled her breath and did not spread in the direction of the third-level officer. She wanted to get to know this guy firsthand. Big sister, misunderstanding. It's all a misunderstanding. The third-level officer wanted to find an excuse, but he couldn't hold a fart for a while. Yuya stepped forward and slapped the third-level officer in the face. Although Yuya is not good at fighting, she is also a level 5 awakener. This slap slapped half of the teeth in the third-level officer's mouth. Oh, didn't you blow your head off? Yuya was stunned. She thought she could blow people's heads with a slap like Wang Ran. The third-level officer in front of him was about to cry. You knocked out more than a dozen of my teeth with one slap, don't you think the slap wasn't heavy enough? The third-level officer wanted to ask for mercy, but found that his jaw could no longer move, and he didn't know if it was dislocated or broken. The saliva and blood mixed and flowed down the corner of his mouth. Yuya did not soften her heart because of the tragic situation of the third-level officer. She recalled Wang Ran's methods. By the way, you can also kick the crotch. Yuya kicked her leg fiercely. The third-level officer's crotch instantly turned into a puddle of meat, and he couldn't tell the difference between chicken and egg. You. The third-level officer knelt on the ground, muttering indistinctly. The severe pain in his crotch made him feel a little dazed. Yuya didn't plan to let him go, and kicked him out again, kicking him into the pile of zombies not far away. When the zombies saw the living people, they jumped up and bit them. The poor third-level officer was eaten alive by zombies like this. Wang Ran walked to Yuya's side and held her little hand. The two quietly watched the zombies sweep the entire camp. Soon, all the living people in the camp were dead. Those zombies set their sights on Wang Ran and Yuya. They rushed towards the two of them quickly. Wang Ran and Yuya held hands, slapped each other and slapped all the zombies to death. It turns out that fighting is so cool. Yuya was a little hesitant. Okay, they said it wasn't long before MRSUN left, and we might be able to catch up with them by driving around now. Wang Ran led Yuya towards Tesla. As soon as he reached the door, two Toyota Alphas drove over. The car door opened, and several awakens with black cloth strips tied to their heads walked out. It's these two people doing things. The leader of the fifth level awakened looked at Wang Ran and Yuya, and asked coldly. Yes, it's them. The little brother who was sent by the third level officer just now pointed to Wang Ran and said. With these big guys present, he felt much more at ease. He probably didn't know what was going on in the camp yet. You guys are very courageous. How dare you come to the camp recruited by Tokugawa-sama to do things? Now, I give you two options. 1. The man will be a dog for me, the woman, let our brothers feel good. 2. Die. The fifth level awakened said coldly. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 376. You are so annoying. Yuya frowned, and the breath on her body spread out instantly. The face of the fifth level awakened person changed instantly. He could feel that a powerful virus was entering his body along his breath, eroding his internal organs. Without thinking much, he immediately held his breath. However, this is of no use at all. Those viruses infiltrated him directly through the skin. The younger brothers around were tearing at themselves one by one, gradually turning into zombies. This fifth level awakener is slightly stronger and can resist for a few seconds. Horror was written in his eyes. You, what the are you? The fifth level awakened asked with trembling. I'm just a little witch. Yuya smiled slightly and increased the dose a little. The fifth level awakened grabbed his throat and knelt down with a look of despair. He finally couldn't take it anymore. Soon, the two cars were turned into zombies. Together with Wang Ran, Yuya fanned the heads of these zombies. Okay, it's time to find Yuen Tai and Grandpa. Yuya clapped her hands. For this situation, she became more and more handy. Wang Ran took Yuya into the car and searched the city. Yuen Tai and the others did not go far. Wang Ran searched in one direction to no avail, and immediately turned around, quickly catching up with their team. The sudden appearance of the car surprised the survivors who were on their way. They were afraid of those who came before and killed them. Yuen Tai? Grandpa? Yuya stuck her head out of the car window and shouted. It's my sister. Yuen Tai shouted excitedly at the front of the team, and then rushed towards Tesla immediately. Yuya got out of the car and hugged Yuen Tai and the old fisherman who ran over. Ah! It's Big Brother. Big Brother really saved you. Yuen Tai looked at Wang Ran beside him with a grateful expression. Unexpectedly, Wang Ran rescued his sister so smoothly. Okay, you guys are reunited, and it's almost time for me to leave. Wang Ran stretched aside. It's enough to go out and relax for a few days, and it's time to go back to N City. Big Brother, are you leaving? Yuen Tai was stunned. Yuya was also shocked, obviously she couldn't accept the news at once. Yuya, you can control your ability now, it should be enough to protect these people. It's time for me to go too. Wang Ran touched Yuya's head. But, I don't think I'm strong enough. Why don't you stay for one more night and give me a boost? Yuya blushed and lowered her head. Ah, elder sister, have you been promoted like the big brother? Yuen Tai on the side said in surprise. In his opinion, his sister is very afraid of pain, and can actually bear the pain of cutting the body with a knife. Also, could it be that Yuya was stunned for a moment, her brain was a little dazed. Could it be that his younger brother has something to do with Wang Ran? It's a little embarrassing. Yeah. Although it was a little painful at first, I soon got used to it. Yuan Tan nodded with joy written all over his face. It hurts a bit at first. Yuya didn't know what to say. What are you thinking? You two use different methods. When Wang Ran saw Yuya's expression, he knew that she was thinking about it, and immediately explained it out loud. Oh. The siblings suddenly realized. I see. At this time, the sound of an engine suddenly came from not far away. Several sports cars drove towards the crowd. Yuan Tai immediately ran aside with the old and weak. The sports car stopped near the crowd, and a dozen people with black headbands on their heads jumped out of the car. Judging from the way they dress up, these people should be the rescue soldiers who were called by the group of people just now. We were killed by you. The leader was a level 6 awakener, with the hairstyle of a delinquent teenager, and holding a metal baseball bat in his hand. When they passed by the camp gate just now, they only saw horribly dead corpses all over the place. Oh, you said those people? Yes, I killed it. Wang Ran walked in front of him and said lightly. You kid is crazy. You dare to move the people of Lord Tokugawa. The bad guy raised a metal baseball bat and pointed it at Wang Ran's face. Wang Ran stretched out his hand with a calm face and pinched the head of the baseball bat. The face of the bad guy opposite changed. Wang Ran's strength is so great. There's no way he could pull the baseball bat back. He is a 6th level awakener. It seems that the opponent's strength is far above his own. No hit. Brother, I surrender. Can you save me some face in front of my little brother? The bad guy asked softly. You kneel now, and I can spare your life. Wang Ran said lightly. The bad boy was shocked and his body trembled slightly. It seemed that he was struggling violently inside. Is face more important, or is life more important? The bad guy knelt down directly to Wang Ran. Still life is important. Second master. The group of younger brothers behind them were instantly shocked. I didn't even fight, so I just knelt down? What are you doing? Their second in command is a 6th level awakener. Don't beep, kneel down for me. The bad boy yelled back. He didn't want his little brother who didn't have long eyes to kill him. The younger brothers looked at each other, but chose to kneel down. Big brother, you are amazing. Yuan Tai approached Wang Ran with a look of admiration. He began to wonder if Wang Ran was really like what he said, only level 3. By the way, aren't you just looking for a base? This group's nest should be quite suitable, we might as well go and occupy it. Wang Ran thought about it. Before leaving, he had to help Yuya and Yuan Tai find a place to stay. The guys who helped the black headbands are not weak, and there must be a lot of good things in the base. Big brother, you want to occupy our base? How about I show you the way? The bad guy asked weakly. The pressure Wang Ran gave him was too strong. The strong desire to survive made him directly become the leading party. Second master, this is not good. A younger brother raised an objection. Not good. Did I let you speak? Bad guys are just a stick. The little brother's head was directly smashed and a piece was dented, and it was cool on the spot. Brother, don't mind, some younger brothers owe discipline. The bad guy nodded and bowed. You guy, you're quite acquainted. Lead the way, you take my co-pilot. Wang Ran carried the bad man into the Tesla. Yuan Tai asked the others to wait in place, and she and Yuya sat in Wang Ran's backseat. Tesla took the unscrupulous men's younger brothers and drove towards their old nest, the Tianshao Pavilion of Dabanjinj. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu de Cha Xiao. Chapter 377. Sister, what kind of strength do you think my brother-in-law is? This bad guy looks stronger than the guy who came to the camp to drive me away. How can he be like a dog in front of his brother-in-law? Yuan Tai leaned into Yu's ear and asked. Brother-in-law. Hearing this name, Yu's face suddenly turned red. I don't know what his strength is. Anyway, he only needs a slap to kill the red-eyed zombie. Yu replied. Brother-in-law Niubia. Yuan Tai was deeply shocked. Wang Ran really hid his strength. No wonder his blood can make him a level 3 awakener all of a sudden, it turns out to be so strong. The bad guy in the front row was sweating on his forehead. Slap a red-eyed zombie to death? Even his boss, Tokugawa Kino, can't do it. It was a wise decision to kneel down just now. Soon, the convoy drove to the gate of the Tianshao Pavilion. The tall castle of the Tianshao Pavilion can be seen from a distance, very atmospheric. There is a circle of moats around, and there are many high walls blocking the way in, leaving only a small road. It's an easy place to defend. When the gatekeeper saw the familiar team, he opened the gate without thinking. Wang Ran drove in very easily. In the square in front of the castle, hundreds of people are lining up to practice martial arts there. A man in a samurai uniform sat cross-legged in front of the formation, supervising the training. Seeing the convoy coming in, the man slowly stood up and walked towards the convoy. Jinan, how's the situation in Yangping? Why didn't I come back with you? Asked the man in the samurai uniform. The bad boy Jinan got out of the car and did not dare to answer. At this time, the man in the samurai uniform saw Wang Ran and the three of them. Who are you? Jinan, why did you bring some strangers back? The man asked. Jinan glanced at Wang Ran with an embarrassed look on his face. He has already defected into the leading party, should he answer the words of the boss, Tokugawa Kino? Tokugawa Jianese also noticed something strange, and slowly put a hand on the handle of the knife. This is what sword man your boss is. Wang Ran pointed to the Tokugawa's swordsman. Yes, big brother. Jinan lowered his head and replied. Yoshio's performance made Tokugawa Kino frown. This guy asked him questions without saying a word, and the stranger answered them directly. Something wrong. The murderous aura in Tokugawa Kenan's heart was gradually revealed. It's convenient for you. Come and let me talk to you. As for this place, I think it's pretty good. It will be my younger brother's territory from today. If you're interested, I'll keep you as a security captain. If you're not interested, then leave quickly. Wang Ran said with a smile. Tokugawa's swordsman was shocked. The younger brothers who were practicing martial arts also stopped their movements in shock and looked at Wang Ran in unison. There's something wrong with this guy? Let the boss be the security captain or get out? Really tired of living. You know, their boss is the strongest awakener in the entire island country. At present, he is the only one in the entire island country who has reached the 7th level. This kid is really tired of living. The second master Jinan didn't know what was going on, but he brought a fool back. Boy, do you know what happened to what you said just now? You haven't heard of my name, have you? The Tokugawa's swordsman clenched the hilt of the sword, as if he would draw the sword at any time. Sorry, I don't want to waste time. Can you stop beeping a few words? Cooperate a little bit and take action quickly, so I can shock the people here. Wang Ran looked impatient. Boy, since you want to die, then I'll show you my knife drawing technique. Tokugawa's swordman sank, took a quick step forward, and at the same time, his hand holding the hilt also began to exert force. Hundreds of younger brothers all looked at Tokugawa Kino attentively. The heroic figure of the boss drawing his sword is about to be shown again. Just when Tokugawa Kino's sword was drawn out a little, his hand suddenly stopped. Can't pull it out? He was so proud that he had never missed a knife drawing technique, but he couldn't even draw a knife. Tokugawa's swordman looked down and found a door handle stuck in his wrist. Only then did he feel the pain. Scary. It's terrible. This was the thought that quickly flashed through Tokugawa Kennen's mind. The man in front of him seemed to flick his hand at will, and he disintegrated his attack. This strength, at least 2 levels higher than himself. My friend, let's have a good chat. Tokugawa Kino decisively changed his attitude. He finally knew why his second-in-command, Jinan, had that attitude. If you were yourself, you would definitely make the same choice. Sorry, I really can't keep you. After all, with your strength, if you are allowed to live, my little brother won't be able to sit still here. Wang Ran sighed and raised his palm. For a 6th-level awakened person like Jinan, Wang Ran can still hold back as long as he needs to make up lessons for Yuna. The 7th-level Tokugawa swordsman is hard to say. It's better to kill. Snapped. With a crisp sound, Tokugawa's swordsman's head flew straight out and rolled in front of the group of younger brothers. Tokugawa Gianese, the hero who unified the island country in Wang Ran's previous life, was cold before he had time to develop. The brothers all trembled. Their boss, the strongest human being in the island country, the 7th level awakened, the swordsman who drew the sword, and the Tokugawa swordsman, the descendant of the Tokugawa family, was shot to death with a slap. The strength of the opponent, it's terrifying. Yuya, pick half of them and turn them into zombies. Wang Ran pointed to the hundreds of people in front of him. Huh? Do you want to choose? Yuya was stunned. Whatever, the main thing is to let you come forward to shock them. It depends on who is unlucky. Wang Ran said with a smile. All the people present shuddered when they heard it. What the hell, random. This is too random. They don't know what Wang Ran wants to do, but it's definitely not a good thing. It's a pity that they didn't dare to run away in this situation. Yuya stood up, concentrated and released her breath in the direction of the crowd. Soon, dozens of awakened were struggling. They turned into zombies directly in the crowd. Those who can survive in the hands of zombies are qualified to continue to live. Wang Ran said lightly. When the awakened ones heard it, they immediately picked up the weapons around them and fought with the zombies. After a few minutes of fighting, only 30 people were left standing in the square. These people, after the shock of Wang Ran and Yuya, and the cruel baptism of flesh and blood, if they can stay, they will be good thugs and security guards. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu de Cha Xiao. Chapter 378. Wang Ran Ji Miao Liao Miao side of the cold sweat of men. Yoshio direct a shiver, kneeling down. Brother, you want me to Zuosa, even though you say. Yoshio speaking of crying. He feels, but for himself kneeling before a timely manner, the outcome will likely Tokugawa's sword and former boss as a man. These people want to stay on the left, I do not want to go stopping. If you choose to stay, it would obey. If someone do something, I took your guilt. Do you understand? Wang Ran asked coldly. Understand. Very clear. I'm sure they will instill obedience too. Yoshio quickly nodded. As a former underboss, management men he was very good at. Wang Ran waved, Yoshio quickly put the rest of the men were all worried up, opened a mobilization meeting. V, you can put your grandpa took them up. I have to stay here day or two, to help the two of you to enhance the strength. After you rely on yourself. Wang Ran said with a smile. Ah, big brother, I will work hard. Yuan Tan nodded. Yuya heard that Wang Ran also stay for 2 days, is also pleased wet eyes. Soon, before being expelled elderly and those fishermen was received Castle Tower Castle. Here easily defensible, adequate resources, is indeed a good place for survivors to live. Compare fly fishermen have become v confidant, responsible for managing the allocation of the castle core things and supplies. They are old and sick to be arranged some cleaning, planting more relaxed living. As Yoshio that dozens of awakening, was placed in a hotel near the castle tower usually turns the responsibility of the security on them. Arrange everything, and Wang Ran all had dinner together. Now the king however, in the eyes of all people are like gods. Can a slap shot dead 7 awakening, this is not what God yes. The dinner table, everyone is cautious, for fear that angered the king however, a slap in the face came over. We are eating, a guard on duty ran in a hurry. Boss. There are circumstances. Outside there is a group of zombies rushing toward us. To guard his face tense briefing. The number of zombies who seem like much, but the momentum point of view, the strength is not weak, there are at least double-digit red pupil zombie. Since they occupy the castle tower, we have not encountered this level of zombie attack. Take it easy. All awakened, ready for battle. Wang ran down the octopus balls, to take the lead and went out. On the outside walls and towers, guards in Kyrgyzstan have led the men to take on the crossbow and shotgun. They look nervous watching the other side of the moat. Boss, we have to close up the drawbridge. However, for more than a silver pupil zombie seemingly not much action, they want to climb there are ways. Yoshio report on the walls too. Drawbridge to close up. Why it up? Close up how I go out to kill them. Swim out. Wang Ran reprimanded. Ah, this. Yoshio Lengaleng, he thought he could get a spot command of the king however, praise it. This is what this. Quickly put down the drawbridge. Wang Ran stared Yoshio look. Yoshio dare not hesitate ordered the drawbridge put down. You are all alone in there, and I went to pick up their speed. My small octopus balls, etc. while going cold. Wang then asked for a moment behind you Yatai Yun, went out alone. The other end of the moat, 100 zombies are screaming against the wall. Dead front ranks, is a thin stature of the dead emperor, looked a little older big. Next to the dead emperor, it is seen that the old man before Yajia Wang ran. Wang then one can understand, Yuya was rescued out of their own, so the Yajia old man took the dead emperor, chase all the way over. Tut tut, do people still want to rush back? Your Excellency? That's him. Is this guy stole a witch? Yajia old man saw Wang Ran eyes lit up. I did not expect this guy big guts actually dared alone a person out. You humans. Great courage I waited for a month, just for the day and Shi Tenjin festival in combination. You actually robbed in front of me. Today, I want you to know what is the wrath of God. Wang dead old man stamped her foot, a powerful momentum instant release out. Those on the wall awakening mind all shudder. They have not seen before dead emperor, this is the first to feel the wrath of the dead emperor. For the king however, some of them began to worry. This has just become their boss man less than an hour, will immediately receive a lunch? However, if the king was killed, they're going to hold on to the castle? Most people know no end. They can only hope that the king however, the storm hit dead emperor. Huang old man dead body momentum dashin, directly toward Wang ran. Wang then stole his witch, this feeling that he was not so easy to swallow. Wang then he must die in a very tragic way. Just when the old man dead emperor rushed in front of the king however, raising his hand lifted. A thin bamboo stick plugged directly into the eyes of the old man dead emperor. This is octopus bamboo stick. Huang old man dead heart startled. That kind of thing to deal with him. This is to look down on him now. The old corpse emperor ignored Wang Ran's bamboo stick and stabbed his paw directly at Wang Ran's chest. A slight cracking sound. The old corpse emperor's eyeball was directly pierced by the bamboo stick. and his claws immediately touched Wang Ran's chest. One eye for his life? It's a loss. The old corpse emperor thought at this moment. But the next moment, the old corpse emperor was instantly filled with despair. When his claws hit Wang Ran's chest, they didn't penetrate at all. Instead, it was because of his strength that he fractured his wrist. What's the situation? The despair in the old corpse emperor's heart quickly spread to his whole body. With all his strength, he can't even break the opponent's defense. What kind of strength does the opponent have? It's a pity that the old corpse emperor didn't have much time to think. The bamboo stick went down the eye socket and pierced into his brain. Wang Ran's hand holding the bamboo stick also stirred a few times. The brain of the old corpse emperor was directly stirred into a mess. As the body of the old corpse emperor fell to the ground, all the humans and zombies present were shocked. A bamboo stick of octopus kills a corpse emperor? This is so, is it a god? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 379. God is above. The awakens on the city wall knelt down one after another. Wang Ran killed the 7th level awakened and the corpse emperor one after another, making them worship Wang Ran like a god. Ah, the gods. The gods are above. The old man Lu Sheng and the zombies also quickly knelt down. The corpse emperor is a second move, and killing them is just a matter of raising your hand. The zombies who come here are not weak. The stronger the strength, the more cherished life. They didn't want to die just like that. You, get out of the big board, and remember to help me take away all the zombies on the big board when you leave. Tomorrow, I see one kill another, understand? Wang Ran stared at these zombies and said. Although these zombies are also good laborers, Wang Ran felt that Yu Yat and Yu Entai could not hold them down, so it would be better to drive them away. Understand? Let's go now. As if the zombies were on the verge of amnesty, they quickly got up and ran out. They dare not stay in this ghost place. The old man Lu Sheng also wanted to run. Wang Ran recognized this guy at a glance. It was he who fooled and imprisoned Yuya. Wang Ran took the bamboo stick with the corpse emperor's brain flower, and threw it at the back of Lu Sheng's head. The bamboo stick was inserted directly from the back of Lu Sheng's head, and stabbed out from the forehead. The old man Lu Sheng continued to take 2 steps forward, and then fell to the ground with a bang. The high-level zombie team led by the corpse emperor was disintegrated by Wang Ran in less than a minute. Wang Ran walked back to the city wall through the suspension bridge with a calm expression. Clean up, the corpse of the corpse emperor is a good thing, you can cook and eat it if you don't feel disgusting, it will help a lot to improve your strength. I'm going to eat my little balls. Wang Ran stretched and walked back to the restaurant. Everyone lowered their heads and dared not look directly at Wang Ran. Now Wang Ran is like in their hearts. After dinner, Wang Ran and Yuya came to the top floor of the castle. The top 3 floors have been emptied, and no one is allowed to disturb. For the next 2 days, Wang Ran was basically immersed in helping Yuya and Yu Entai improve their strength. Yuya quickly rose to the strength of the 7th level awakened. Although the combat power was similar to that of the 5th level, with her ability, other awakens were basically unable to pose too much threat to her. Yu Entai used the knife-cutting method, plus eating the flesh of the corpse emperor, and it was also raised to the 6th level. The strength of the sister and brother is enough to control the space. Big brother, are you really leaving? Yuen was a little reluctant. Yuya was at a loss for words. Yes, I've been out for a few days, and it's time to go home. Don't worry, I'll come often when I'm free in the future. You have to work hard to improve your strength and expand your manpower. Maybe I will need your help in the future. Wang Ran said with a smile. Don't worry, big brother. I will definitely assist my sister to become the queen of the island country. Yuan Ta nodded. Originally, Yuya wanted MRSUN to be the boss, but MRSUN was unwilling to say anything. Yuya had to bite the bullet herself. Okay, send it here. You have just taken your seat, you can't leave the base for too long. Wang Ran and the siblings hugged and got into the Tesla. The siblings waved goodbye to Wang Ran in tears. Wang Ran drove to the beach. In the past few days, the little sea monster must have cleaned up the surrounding mutant marine creatures. Wang Ran roared at the sea. A few minutes later, a pink figure rushed out of the sea and landed on Wang Ran. The tentacles kept groping on Wang Ran's body. Calm down. Calm down. Don't get so excited. Wang Ran patted the little sea monster on the head. The little sea monster calmed down. How is it? How have the results been in the past few days? Wang Ran asked. The little sea monster gestured with its tentacles. You said that you killed the marine creatures in the surrounding waters, and they all became your little brothers. Wang Ran asked in surprise. A tentacle stretched out in front of Wang Ran and nodded. That's right, not only will our fleet not be attacked, but we will be able to the younger brother. Your performance this time is very good and deserves praise. Wang Ran touched the pink head of the little sea monster. The two big eyes of the little sea monster squinted, as if he was trying to make a fool of himself. The tentacle waved again for a while. You said you were injured. Wang Ran was stunned. Can't see it? The little sea monster's tentacles pointed to the body, as if to say that he was injured internally. Wang Ran's face twitched. He always felt that the little sea monster was intentional. Forget it, for your outstanding performance this time, I'll reward you. However, a creature like you, I have no experience. Wang Ran scratched his head. Seeing Wang Ran agree, the little sea monster excitedly waved his tentacles and took Wang Ran to the sea. Immediately afterwards, the little sea monster used his pink tentacles to tear a hole directly on the translucent body, LF. In N City, Lin Momo and Lu Shiyeo brought someone to pick up the plane at the airport. It didn't take long for Me-26 to appear in sight and landed steadily. The hatch opened, and the Meow Girl Au and nearly 100 people jumped down one after another. Ah! Sister Shiyao. Seeing Lu Shiyeo, Au immediately came up and gave him a hug. Thank you so much this time. If it weren't for you, my clansmen and I would be finished. Au's eyes were slightly red. 2 days ago, a large number of zombies suddenly appeared in the southwest region. These zombies are completely different from what they have seen before, as if injected with stimulants, very brutal. Although scarabs are also effective on these zombies, after every time they inhale the virus, scarabs will fall into a digestion period for several hours. This made Au and the clansmen nervous all of a sudden. Although they are hiding in the deep mountains, the number of these zombies is too large, and it will not take long to find them. Au could only use the satellite phone left by Wang Ran to call for help in N City. Suziao took Wu Jiaxin and others to the rescue quickly. By the time they arrived, Au and the clansmen had already killed the wandering zombies, causing a lot of casualties. The nearly 100 people brought back are the last survivors. Ah, what about brother Wang Ran? Is he not there? Au looked around and asked. He went out for a few days for business, and it is estimated that he will be back soon. Let me help you settle your clan first. By the way, do you want to live with your clan, or with Wang Ran? Lu Shiyeo asked with a smile. Of course let's live with brother Wang Ran. Au struggled slightly, but Wang Ran had the upper hand. The author's depression has been relatively serious recently. Let's start 2 every day for a while. I hope you can keep your subscription. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 380. Baidu, the command room. Lin Lai and several leaders all looked solemn. There is a glass jar on the table, and inside the jar is the arm of a zombie. According to laboratory analytical studies, the virus contained in this arm is very similar to what Team Lin brought back from the opening ceremony. It can be inferred that these zombies killed from the southwest are inseparable from those that Lin team killed in the pyramid before. A researcher reports. Grass. Or let these viruses leak out. Lin Lai slammed the desktop hard. The table is broken again. This is the third table that has been changed during this time. He and Wang Ran and others had gone through so many dangers in Africa before. They finally killed all those monsters and blew up the pyramid. Unexpectedly, there was still an ancient virus leaked out. Have our outposts in the southwest region been wiped out? The veins on Lin Lai's forehead jumped. The warrior who risked his life to send this arm back, also swallowed his breath just now. The outposts in the southwest region, all destroyed. A soldier choked and said. Everyone present was silent. Southwest outpost, but there is a 5th level awakener sitting in town. Did not expect to lose so quickly. Now is not the time to be sad. According to the report, the zombies killed in the southwest are powerful and large in number, and the threat far exceeds the previous corpse tide. We should prepare defensive measures as soon as possible. Instructor Li reminded. Director Li said. Lin Lai nodded and quickly calmed down. If these mutant zombies are killed all the way, the cities that have just come back to life along the way will suffer. We have to get to the front to stop them. How is the production progress of our mechanical exoskeleton? Lin Lai asked. There is no problem in terms of production. From the perspective of production capacity, the D-level mechanical exoskeletons equipped for the 1st and 2nd level awakeners can produce 200 sets per day. The only problem is, the shortage of materials. Director Li sighed. Gold is the core material for mechanical exoskeletons. To make a set of D-level mechanical exoskeletons requires 10 kilograms of gold. You have to use at least 50 kilograms for your Class A exoskeleton. Our gold is about to run out. Director Li frowned. Ever since they knew that gold can enhance the strength of the awakened all over the place frantically searched for all kinds of gold reserves. The vaults were basically looted. Even the survivors inside the northern capital have hoarded a lot of gold in private. Originally, the gold reserves in Baidu were okay, but since the production of mechanical exoskeletons, the gold reserves have been a bit insufficient. How about we mobilize the masses and let them hand in some gold? Lin Lai suggested. I find it difficult. Humanity is such a thing, hey. Director Li sighed. The more this period is, the tighter people will squeeze important resources. Relying on mobilization has little effect. Gold, ah. Lin Lai's eyes suddenly lit up. To say that the one with the most gold reserves is his prospective son-in-law Wang Ran. He had heard Wang Ran mention before that the gold reserves in City N had exceeded 100 tons. Coupled with Wang Ran's people who go out from time to sweep the surrounding cities, and Wang Ran's trade line, the speed of earning gold is unimaginable. If you can get a little gold from Wang Ran, the production of mechanical exoskeletons will not stop. However, Lin Lai also knew that no matter how good the relationship was, he couldn't ask people to ask for such an important resource for nothing. Wang Ran couldn't be at a disadvantage, he had to exchange things for it. After thinking for a while, Lin Lai looked at Director Li. Guide Li, I know there is a person who has a lot of gold in his hand. He should also be willing to provide it to us, but we need to exchange it for something of corresponding value. Lin Lai said seriously. Did you mention it before, the leader of the awakened in N City? Director Li's eyes lit up. Lin Lai would compliment N City and Wang Ran every 3 days, and Director Li was tired of listening. But, what can we exchange for gold in the north? You said before that they basically have no shortage of supplies, right? Instructor Li asked. Ordinary materials, they are indeed not lacking, but What if we replace it with a mechanical exoskeleton? Lin Lai smiled slightly. Mechanical exoskeleton. This. Everyone present was stunned. You think about it, for us, it's gold that limits our capacity. Without gold, we simply wouldn't be able to continue making exoskeletons. We exchange part of the exoskeleton for gold. Not only will it not limit our strength, but it will also allow us to obtain a steady stream of gold. It's a good thing for both parties. Moreover, the core technology of the mechanical exoskeleton is in our hands, and we don't have to worry about being copied by others after it flows out. For example, the cost of making a Class D mechanical exoskeleton is 10 kilograms of gold and some other materials of similar value, plus productivity costs and R&D costs. We can sell them for 50 kilograms of gold. This price is quite suitable for both parties. What do you think? Lin Lai looked around at the people present. I think so. I agree. I agree. The people present expressed their opinions. Okay, this plan, just do as you said. However, it is important to note that we must ensure that at least half of the mechanical exoskeletons are reserved for Baidu's own use. Now that the zombies are attacking, our army needs these equipment. Instructor Li instructed. Don't worry, I have some measure in this regard. I'll contact the people in N City later. Lin Lai nodded. Great, the gold shortage thing is finally resolved. Right now, it's a matter of zombies. What do you have to do with the large number of zombies that attacked this time? Instructor Li asked. Northern Capital is still the last hurdle we need to stick to. But there are a large number of survivors in many cities along the way. If the zombies are allowed to kill all the way, those survivors may. I think it's necessary for us to send troops out to stop the zombies. As a result, it can slow down the speed of the zombie invasion and give the survivors in the rear cities enough time to evacuate. Secondly, by buying more time, we can produce more mechanical exoskeletons, so that our strength will be stronger. Lin Lai thought about it and said it.